years ago, I just left university and moved into my first house. I found just not having a physical presence there very disorienting, and I felt very isolated.
Old age is lonely in itself, unless you are very lucky and you have reasonable health and a little bit of security, then it's bearable. But it's a lonely road, especially if you lose a partner, which invariably you will.
I've been lonely for a long time. I think the only person I really miss, and that's my husband.
You know, I'm always lonely without a relationship. I always feel like I'm the odd one out, being in my own street that feels like I'm ashamed and upset, and I feel like I'm not getting, I feel like I'm not joining in any conversations or having fun with people.
I think I'm seen as this figure, but not as me.
There's something missing inside of me, and no matter how hard you try to ignore or fill that gap, it just doesn't really go away. In fact, the more you try to get away from it, the more prominent it becomes.
But I would have been all right with people, and some people were all right, but some people sort of scared me.
It feels like I'm entering a crack in a wall that only I can fit in. I feel like I'm traveling further into that crack.
There's not really a lot of energy coming into it from the outside or flowing out of it. It tends to be very stuck in itself. An emptiness, just imagine a sort of barren, dusty room with nothing in it, without much light, without much beauty, and just without a way to express it, for it to come out.
Mass in your stomach, your solar plexus, a sort of pain or a hole, and sort of grasping onto that, really.
Yeah, it's almost an ache in the pit of my stomach. It's almost like I want to curl over.
The sort of rhythm of the heart is faster.
I want to scream. There's almost like a primal scream, and tears that just won't come. So it's almost like I want to scream, I want to cry, I want to reach out, I want to cry out, but it's almost like I feel so stuck in that position that actually I can't even scream, I can't even cry, I can't reach out. It sort of just feels like, there's nothing, there's no one, there's nothing coming. It feels...
I feel like I can't breathe. It's almost suffocating. Sort of narrow path that leads to a dead end, and there's only enough space for myself.
I do feel lonely in the crowd, It's crowds of people, and then you feel lonely as well because you don't know anyone. And
it has been the absence of human contact and the humanity that is one of my greatest pains, because in that I get lost more often, I lose myself, I lose my bearings, I lose my sense of self. I have more opportunity to be taken over by thoughts and feelings and sort of getting into pits and stuff like that. So being part of the world and being anchored in the world and with others has a very orientating effect on me.
Something fairly secular, because it's continuous and there's no beginning and no end, and it just goes on. So, you
cannot put an old head on young shoulders.
I think loneliness is often a feeling of heaviness and also of speechlessness, feeling like you either don't have access to the words to describe, or you don't have someone to exchange ideas with.
And if I think about watching people dance together, they're very connected.
Things like that can give you hope. They can keep you going.
I think movement and music dispels the feeling of loneliness.
It feels loving and like unreal, like invisible arms, like you're being held, I suppose.
Other people and have something in common with being there.
You know, when you can be with your tribe, whoever that tribe is, you feel like you're with them. You feel connected. Belonging, complete belonging.
I'd like to be of use in the community.
Feeling comfortable enough that someone would want to speak to you and that you're going to sort of actually enjoy a conversation.
Being in motion, really. I think that's, for me, the opposite of being lonely, darting around and having your ideas travel in different directions,
being there.
To have a special friend.
Being vulnerable, I guess, if you or they share something personal.
It's when I realize that someone's really listening.
Physical touch, hugs.
different bonds forming and reforming, and that very dynamic state, I think. So maybe the opposite of loneliness is also a certain dynamism.
I don't think I completely thought about the idea that I wanted to be so small and disappear, but in reality that's sort of almost what happened. It was a cross between I didn't want to feel better and I didn't think I deserved to feel better. I sort of wanted to wallow in my own misery.
Isolation can make one feel very lonely.
When I do feel lonely, I can feel it in my chest. It's almost difficult to breathe.
I think the connection could either be with oneself or to other people around you, with the environment around you. Out on a sunny day and you're being like a beam of light.
On top of the world, when I feel like it's a good day, I'm on a high.
It would probably be a flat surface. Without anything around me, it would just be the ground underneath me. It'd be flat. So there's nothing above me, there's nothing surrounding me. And it's somewhere I can stand my own 2 feet.
I feel warm and empowered, I think, and happy. Something about it feels right.
Dancing, like, for me, is a big sense of freedom.
Last summer I went to this jive class where you would dance with people all evening, and generally you didn't know anyone else who was there, but just through dancing with these people you felt a connection.